Have you ever heard the phrase, land is the only thing that lasts? Well, it's not just a catchy saying, it's true. Land is a finite resource, and as the world's population continues to grow, the demand for land only increases. But did you know that land can also be a great investment opportunity? In this video, we'll explore 10 ways to actually make money from buying land. Number 10. Building and selling homes. Building and selling homes on your land are one of the most popular and lucrative ways to make money from land investments. But it's not for the faint-hearted, as it requires a significant amount of upfront investment. However, if you're willing to take the risk and have a knack for real estate, this option could reap substantial profits. Before you even consider building, it's important to do your research on the local real estate market. Consider factors such as the demand for housing, the average home prices, and the expected growth in the area. It's also essential to ensure that the land is zoned for residential use and that you have all the necessary permits and approvals from local authorities before starting any construction. Once you have the green light, you can start building your home. It's important to ensure that the homes are well designed and built to a high standard to attract potential buyers. You can choose to either build the homes yourself or hire a professional builder to do it for you. Number 9. Renting your land. Did you know that you can earn a steady stream of passive income by renting out your land? That's right, renting out land is a great way to make money without having to put in too much effort. One of the most common ways to rent out land is by offering it for parking. If your land's located in a busy area, such as a shopping mall or sports stadium, you can rent it out to people who need a place to park their cars. You can charge a daily, weekly, or monthly rate depending on the demand for parking in the area. Another way to make money from your land is by renting it out for farming. If you have a large plot of land, you can lease it to local farmers who need extra space to grow crops or raise livestock. You can negotiate a rental fee and even require them to share a portion of the crops or livestock profits. Number 8. Lease your land. Did you know that owning land with oil or mineral deposits could be a potential gold mine? By leasing your land for oil or mineral rights, you can earn a significant amount of money without having to do any work. The first step is to determine whether your land has valuable resources. This usually requires a geological survey to identify the presence and quality of oil or minerals. If your land has valuable resources, you can lease those rights to mining or drilling companies. Leasing your land for oil or mineral rights involves signing a legal agreement that grants the mining or drilling company the right to explore and extract the resources from your land. In return, you'll receive a lump sum payment upfront or a percentage of the profits generated from the extraction. It's important to note that leasing your land for oil or mineral rights is not without risks. There's always the possibility that mining or drilling activities could have negative environmental impacts. It's essential to carefully vet the companies interested in leasing your land and ensure that they have a good track record of responsible and sustainable operations. Number 7. Subdividing. Subdividing your land into smaller parcels and selling them individually can be an excellent way to generate income, especially if you own a large plot of land. Subdividing land involves splitting it into smaller pieces that can be sold separately. This process requires a bit of work and examination, but the potential returns can be worth it. To start, you'll need to check with your local planning and zoning department to determine the subdivision regulations in your area. These regulations will outline the minimum lot size, access requirements, and other guidelines you'll need to follow. Once you've understood the regulations, you can start subdividing your land. You'll need to hire a surveyor to map out the parcels and determine the property lines. You'll also need to ensure that each parcel has access to water, electricity, and other necessary utilities. Number 6. Holding onto land. Have you ever considered investing in land as a long-term strategy to grow your wealth? Sometimes the most effective investment strategy is to buy land and hold on to it until its value appreciates. This approach requires a patient and long-term investment mindset, but it can pay off significantly in the end. The value of land can appreciate over time for various reasons, such as population growth, development of infrastructure, or changes in zoning regulations. As a landowner, you can benefit from these changes by holding onto your land until its value increases. One of the significant advantages of buying and holding onto land is that it requires minimal maintenance compared to other types of investments. Once you've purchased the land, you don't have to worry about ongoing maintenance costs or the need to make significant renovations or repairs. Number 5. Recreational purposes. If you have lands in an area that's known for outdoor recreational activities, you can potentially turn it into a source of income by using it for hunting or fishing. Using your land for recreational purposes can be a unique way to make money. You can charge people for access to your land, which can be particularly lucrative if it's a popular spot for hunting or fishing. You can also set up a business around your land, such as a hunting or fishing guide service, which can further increase your income. Before using your land for recreational purposes, it's essential to know the legal requirements in your area. You'll need to ensure that you have the proper permits and are following any local regulations related to hunting, fishing, or other outdoor activities. Number 4. Commercial purpose. If you have a large plot of land in a desirable location, developing it for commercial use could potentially be a highly lucrative option. Commercial development includes everything from retail shopping centers to industrial warehouses, office buildings, and more. To get started, it's important to know the zoning laws and regulations in your area to ensure that your land is zoned for commercial development. You'll also need to secure financing, hire architects and contractors, and get the necessary permits and approvals from local government agencies. Developing your land for commercial use can be an extensive process, but it can result in a significant return on investment. By creating a space that's attractive to businesses and consumers, you can potentially earn a steady stream of rental income, or even sell the completed development for a profit. Number 3. Renewable energy purposes. Renewable energy, such as wind or solar power, is becoming increasingly popular as a way to generate electricity while reducing reliance on fossil fuels. If your land has the right conditions, such as strong wind or ample sunlight, it could be a great location for a wind or solar farm. These renewable energy sources require an initial investment in infrastructure, such as turbines or solar panels, but once the system's in place, you can potentially earn a steady stream of income by selling the generated energy to the grid. Before investing in a wind or solar farm, it's important to consult with experts to determine the feasibility of the project on your land. Factors such as wind speeds, solar irradiation, and local regulations and policies can all impact the viability of the project. If you decide to move forward with a renewable energy project, you'll need to secure financing, obtain necessary permits and approvals, and work with contractors and engineers to design and install the system. Once the system's operational, you'll earn income from the sale of the energy generated by your wind or solar farm. Number 2. Agribusiness purposes. Farming can be a lucrative way to make money from your land. If your land has good soil and ample water, you could grow a variety of crops, such as fruits, vegetables, or grains. You could sell your crops to local markets, grocery stores, or restaurants, or even start your farm stand or community-supported agriculture program. Ranching is another option for making money from your land. If you have open space and access to water, you could raise livestock, such as cattle, sheep, or goats. You could sell your animals for meat, milk, or wool, or even offer guided tours of your ranch to visitors. One important thing to consider when using your land for agribusiness purposes is the potential impact on the environment. Sustainable farming practices, such as crop rotation, soil conservation, and organic farming methods, can help to minimize the impact of your agribusiness on the land and surrounding ecosystem. And finally, number 1. Flipping land. Flipping land, also known as land flipping, is a strategy that involves purchasing a parcel of land, making improvements to the property, and then selling it for a higher price than the original purchase price. This strategy can be a lucrative way to make money from land, but it requires careful research and planning to execute successfully. To get started with land flipping, you'll need to identify undervalued properties with the potential for improvement. This can include land that needs to be cleared, graded, or landscaped, or land that has the potential for development or other improvements. Once you've identified a property with potential, you'll need to do your due diligence to ensure that the property is a good investment. This may involve researching the local real estate market, zoning laws, and any environmental or other factors that could impact the property's value. Once you've purchased the property, you'll need to make the necessary improvements to increase its value. This could include clearing the land, adding landscaping, or making infrastructure improvements such as installing utilities or building roads. Finally, you'll need to sell the property for a profit. This may involve marketing the property to potential buyers or working with a real estate agent to help you find the right buyer. Knowing how to make money with your property is a very powerful piece of knowledge, but when it comes to getting land for cheap, or even better, for totally free, then this video is pretty much all you need. See you then.